Gamers, as you know, we record these episodes early, and again, big news popped right when I'm editing the episode, and it just can't wait for next week. So let's get into it real quick. The PS3 and Vita stores are not closing. Sony has backtracked the decision, and that is crazy. It hasn't even been that long since we got the official confirmation, and their statement mainly said that their reasoning for closing down those stores was to focus on stuff for the future. So that's like PS5, really, and the PS4, since they both share the same store, essentially. And by seeing the passion gamers have come out with for being able to purchase older games on the stores, changed their mind, and they're deciding to keep it open. That's great news. The only thing that really sucks about it is all the people rushing and buying all these games before the stores close. I mean, we still had plenty of time. It was going to be July and August. We're still a few months out from that original date. I had a bunch of games I wanted to buy still, like we said before, and I was getting ready to purchase these. I had it lined up, whenever I'm going to get them. I'm sure a lot of people did that as well. There was probably a huge surge in buying PS3 games, both physical and digital. A lot of money was probably moved around during this time, and that's probably what kept their decision going. Definitely was not expecting that. I thought they were going to keep their foot down. The stores are going to remain open. Well, all right, guys, let's go back to the episode. Everybody, welcome back to the podcast. Good week this week. Got a lot of news that's pretty good. But before we get into all that, we do have an email from the boy Mark, so appreciate that, man. That's unversedpodcast@gmail.com. If you guys don't know, there's a lot of mods out for Kingdom Hearts right now. They're just popping out.
Yeah, dude, there's a lot of good ones right now. Like, I just saw this one before we started recording, which was someone modded the original voice of Ansem into the Kingdom Hearts 3 fight, because they did change voice actors, and it sounds way better, I'm not going to lie.
I honestly think that the best mods are the quality of life mods, not the ones that just totally break the game or make things ridiculous, Things like updated graphics or like better voice acting, like what Adam was saying about Ansem. I think that shit is like a real dedicated community. It's like, hey, I got this game. How can I make this better? In a way that I feel like they were failing.
Let's fix the game that the devs didn't want to.
It's been crazy, dude. I think it was like not even a week into the game actually being fully released. They're like, hey, we've already got some mods, and then like there's been some guys who do like their own development work on the side, or who are like, now I can actually make my own stage, like my own world and all that kind of stuff, and they're unlocking different places of all the worlds, and it's like it's incredible. I'm glad I picked that one up first, because I had a feeling that 3 was going to get a lot more love than 1 and 2 and like Birth by Sleep, or just any other game. Plus, I think from what I've heard is that 3 runs the best right now, besides 1. 2's got a lot of crashes. Like, all the other ones have some crashes going on, but 3 is the best one.
So with that in mind, he asks, what mods do you want to show up in Kingdom Hearts? And he also mentioned there's playable Roxas and Axel in KH3.
I don't know, because there's already so much out there that I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I didn't know I wanted that. Like using Kairi in the secret boss fight. That's pretty cool. Didn't know I wanted it until I saw this one streamer do it, and I was like, that looks really difficult, but also very fun. When it comes to modding, I don't really know what is possible besides what everything else can be done. Like, I don't know the extent because I'm just not knowledgeable there, and I've never really looked into mods like that before.
I think it's about the things that you didn't expect, or the things that you didn't know that you wanted. For example, like what you were just saying, like, I didn't even imagine, like, you can or want to be Kairi for the final boss fight of a game, A couple months back, they were working on, like, a fucking ultimate, release for Fallout New Vegas. It was like an extension, like a whole new mod, right? You really would want to see somebody go out of their way to like maybe make an extended universe in their own version, like if we can get like fucking those Marvel worlds that we were thinking about besides Big Six, or like if some of the Final Fantasy characters were to come back in like an expansion, get another Sephiroth fight, stuff like that, and it just kind of delves into the lore, especially if it's like an open concept, like a whole group project. I like to think that some of those are like more or less the best things that you can really kind of expect or would want out of those kind of things.
Right. I guess when you said Sephiroth, one thing that does come to mind that I would really like is to see the renders for Dissidia Sephiroth be put into Kingdom Hearts 3 as like a boss battle. Beyond that, I guess what I really want is another randomizer like I discovered for Kingdom Hearts 2. I think that would be really cool to see how they do it for that, because the randomizer for Kingdom Hearts 2 is that thing, it looks like so much fun.
Give me that Ben 10 level I saw on Twitter.
Dude, give me that fucking Ichigo in fucking Soul Society level, man.
The classic screenshots. Yeah, more memes the better for me with mods like that. Like once the quality of life stuff's already there, let's get wild. Kyrie was in Dark Souls, let's get Dark Souls in Kingdom Hearts. Come on.
Just give me a DreamWorks DLC, man. Yeah, DreamWorks Extended Universe. I want him to go see Shrek.
Cool, man. He also asks, he's like, have you guys in the last year watched any cutscenes or LPs in the background? There are a lot of games. For him, he's just not that interested to play, but he's curious to know what the story is. Like Disco Elysium. That's that big indie game that just got released for Final Cut. I'm not gonna lie, once Super Best Friends, once the channel went down, I just kind of stopped with LPs. They were really the only one that I watched. Then I was like, I'll watch DMC5 for sure, just to end that. But no, I just been focused on Yakuza.
I watch like the supercuts for like Japanese streamers, like for Yakuza and stuff like that, for example. I'll watch them do like supercuts of games, like long games or like RPGs. Honestly, like, I don't know if it technically counts in his question, but not Let's Plays. I watch a lot of speedruns.
Same.
Typically, like, watch speedruns of games that I haven't played or like would think about playing. I follow Distortion, like the guy who holds the records for some of the Dark Souls games, and he did Little Nightmares recently, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, I would totally want to play that game.
That game's great.
Oh yeah, totally. Like I didn't even know about it. He'll do them in segments too. I guess that's what I like. He'll do like a regular playthrough just to feel it, and then he'll go back and like try to like do the skips and stuff like that, and then do like upload the world record runs for his skips and stuff. But anyway, like when I saw the Little Nightmares 2, that was a dope game. That definitely like tripped me the fuck out. I was like, yo, what's going on? And then the ending, above all else, had me just like, all right, I gotta get my hands on this game. Like, shit's super dope. Other than that, I like usually just look up Games Done Quick or like the European speedrunners, and I just like watch like random stuff, like either old retro games or like some of the games that I didn't think could be speedran. I think that those are usually interesting videos to watch, like games you didn't think could be speedran, like find a skip you didn't even know about or didn't even think was possible. Like those are always like entertaining for me to watch, in my opinion.
Yeah, I follow the Sonic streamer holding one of the records for I think Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I kind of just watch the streamers now for the games that I wish I could have played, but not really wanted to start. Like I wanted to play through the Persona series, but that's time.
Yeah, buddy.
Same thing with Yakuza. Like Yakuza's the one where I'm like, all right, we gotta actually make a dent in this, because it's good, but it's fucking long.
I've never been a fan of watching LPs personally, but I will say that I do like watching speedruns. I just started watching this Kingdom Hearts guy do his world record runs for the PC port and PS4, PS5 port, and it's been pretty nice. I've kind of started to like go down that route, which is really cool, and it did make me want to start getting into that. Not really. To answer the question, no.
I just remembered because I forgot about it because I don't care about the game. But yeah, Last of Us 2. I watched a walkthrough. The channel did it pretty good, where he kept everything that was important to the story in the video. So there's like the walking dialogue stuff. It's not just the cutscene movie HD thing that we usually see.
Right.
But I just had to know how bad the game really was and how much out of context all the leaks were for that game.
I would rather experience the game firsthand if it's something I'm really interested in. Like, if someone tells me, like, little bits and pieces, like when Grant would tell me something about Yakuza, like, here and there when I was playing Zero or Kiwami, I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like, I don't mind that. But I wouldn't want to go and, like, watch somebody else play it when I'm, like, really wanting to get into the series. Definitely. But if it's something like what you said, Danny, with Last of Us 2, if I know I'm never going to touch the game at all, then I would probably just watch, like a walkthrough or like quick highlights of, oh, okay, this is what the story is, or just fucking read a paragraph online from some very awful page.
I saw some dude play BioShock, and that made me want to play it along with the rest of them.
I did that for the first Last of Us. I found an LP of just somebody playing it, and I was like, oh, okay, this is cool, and then I went to play it. Like when I watched the Devil May Cry series that Willie and Pat did on the channel, it was mainly to get into those games And then also, I chose them because I already like them, but also for their commentary because they're huge fans of the series.
That makes sense.
And to get their insight on what's going on. Same thing with DMC5, just to get their take on it since they've been such long-time fans for the series, and I just got into it recently. But other than that, I just use Twitter out of context, clips and comments.
It's the best way to do it.
So Cool Man, finally he asks, what are our thoughts on the Falcon and Winter Soldier, the Disney Plus show? And
Can we skip
I
that
can.
question?
I want to start. I want to go first because I'm not going to take long. Jerry and I only watched the second episode, and then we stopped.
that is,
And I'm waiting for Danny to give me the rundown.
So that's the right answer.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen it at all. I'm not even.
You
worried.
don't have to.
Yeah, I don't.
This also can tie into some news for the channel here. For Marvel Talk, we originally planned to go in depth for the series once Jake watched it, because he hasn't seen it yet. He was going to binge it all because it's only 6 episodes.
Does he have to?
And the answer is no, he doesn't have to because he doesn't want to anymore after
Hell
the
yeah.
conversations we've had about the show. And so later in the week here, we're going to drop a quick episode. It's just us complaining. So if you don't want to listen to us complaining about the show, you don't have to check it out. But
I mean, but that's what you all come here for.
yeah, if I'm going to be honest, that's probably the only time you're going to hear somebody complain about the show because everyone's liking it, but I'm not liking it. One more episode left, and I couldn't be less hyped, honestly.
Is it like too much Falcon, not enough Winter Soldier?
It's too much.
Too much everything.
It's too much
Not enough
everything.
everything.
Yeah, it's too much Disney. If I had to be honest.
Thank you. That's
That's the good
how. That's the best way to put it because that's really what I was getting the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
It didn't pull me in, and I could kind of see where it was going, and I'm like, all right, well, you can make it fun and go in that direction, but you're not making it.
It's not making
fun.
it fun.
So we've been watching Lord of the Rings instead.
Oh yeah, man, that's
Hey.
a great time. I never seen that, and it is. I don't know why I waited this long, but I'm glad I'm watching it now than never.
Mortal Kombat comes out. What is it? This week? Next week?
Yes, very excited for Mortal Kombat. And if you want a better superhero show to watch, go watch Invincible.
Yeah, watch him.
Ooh.
It's
yeah.
really good right now. So again, thanks for the email, unversedpodcast@gmail.com. So all right, let's get into some of this news, man. A lot of announcements of things happening that I think are really cool that we're fans of here. I don't think I've ever mentioned it on the show, but I definitely mentioned it to you guys when we hang out. Like, wouldn't it be cool to add Ryu and Chun-Li in a Power Rangers? Because technically there are already Rangers in the Power Rangers mobile game. They did like this side story where M. Bison was coming in, and they did like a live action commercial to promote it, and it was really cool. And then when I thought the game was over, right, because it's already 3 seasons in, boom, we got the announcement for Ryu and Chun-Li in their Power Ranger suits coming into the game. Ryu, I think they're both dropping next month. I think May 17th was the date.
17th or 20 something. But yeah, dude, I had to rip it out real quick, dude. I was man, it looks so good. And like I said to you guys, it's literally, I don't know if anybody out there, I know you guys did, or especially you, Oscar, played Tatsunoko vs. Capcom,
Yep.
but it's literally a copy and paste of all his moves, and it looks so awesome. I can't wait. He looks like he plays exactly the same, like not just mechanics-wise, but like how it's going to feel. It's going to be great. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, that was a great game, and I did like those mechanics for Ryu too. It was one of his best.
Like I'm waiting to see the Chun-Li stuff. I don't think that's dropped yet, but if she's gonna do the same stuff that she did in that game too, then
I just hope that they get enhancements with the suits. I just feel like if they're gonna have the same moveset from Tatsunoko, that they should probably get like projectile enhancements with certain moves. Like Hadouken could
I'm sure
be
they
like
will.
a little bit armor break. It's like just certain shit. But I do have to give it up for like the designs of the suits and then like the names too. Like that shit was great. As that Ryu's dubbed Crimson Hawk, right? And then
Yes.
I think Chun-Li is Blue Phoenix. And
That is correct.
I gotta tell you,
That's awesome.
the suit for Chun-Li is fucking dope, dude. I really like
that
that
shit's
shit.
fresh with a $sign
Yeah.
and a capital F. Fresh.
Fresh.
Yeah, I remember when it got announced. I think we probably mentioned it on the show back in 2018. And I was like, yeah, it's a great idea. Cool stuff like that.
Yeah, man. Now it's time to buy the game.
Yes, highly recommend. The DLC should still be on sale when we're recording, anyways.
I didn't even know there was 3 seasons too, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, the thing about the seasons is they're only 2 to 3 characters per pack.
Oh, then that's why it didn't feel like a full-on, like, actual season.
And then May 25th is the date for them to come out. And then Nintendo did an indie showcase. Indie games are cool, but the real one that really just caught my eye was the fact that we're getting House of the Dead Remake on the Switch.
Oh yeah,
Yes, sir.
It's gonna be lit.
I mean, there was no Hollow Knight Silk Song, so I didn't even watch it. I didn't even care. That's all I cared about from these indie directs. Where's my Hollow Knight sequel? And when I don't see it on Twitter popping up, I'm like, don't need to watch this.
Maybe next year, Adam.
Dude, maybe in like 5 years. I just wanted it.
Well,
because
you know what they keep doing, right? Is like, oh, what if we add this in there? Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh yeah, dude. Because it did so well. That's the thing, is like, it did so well, and the DLCs for it are crazy, and like the multiple endings, like there's just so much in Hollow Knight as it is, that if you're gonna do the sequel, you're gonna, with my girl, you're gonna have to do some crazy shit, man.
Crazy as shit.
Like
dude.
the small teasers we've gotten since it was announced are already bonkers. So I will wait patiently, but I will still be frustrated.
So moving on to Capcom, man, we had that Resident Evil showcase. It was a 30-minute stream, and boy, did they show a lot. I'm very hyped for Village. We got new stuff about that game. The big one that people are excited for, I know, is that Mercenaries is back.
Honestly, when I saw that, I could have stopped watching the stream, because that is one of the funnest modes ever that I've had in a video game. Like, I would play the shit out of that on 4, like on my GameCube. Like, it's so much fun, and the new things that you can put in there now, like, I really hope there's like leaderboards for it, because it's gonna get crazy. Like, I don't know, I'm pretty sure you played it too, Oscar, but I don't know if any of you guys ever played the Mercenaries mode, and
Oh yeah, like
it's
the
just too
original
good.
Mercenaries. It's fucking great, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's too good.
I'm gonna tell you, like, after a while, you know, the main story of the game could get kind of, you know, bland. I can definitely remember when I had Resident Evil 4 for the GameCube, and then when I had Resident Evil 5 for the 360. Like, I can definitely remember putting in like over 100 hours just doing Mercenaries versus actually doing like the main game, like going through, like, unlocking all the weapons, doing all that stuff, and then finally on Mercenaries. It's like, I really feel it's like when you finally are able to really start playing the game. Like, okay, you got the basics down, you got all this. Now, how fast can you do it, and how far can you go? You know what I mean? Like, that shit's hard. Like, that's a good challenge. I think that's really like the precursor to all the kind of zombie era game style things that we have now. You know, like, if it wasn't for Mercenaries, I don't think that games like Killing Floor or like the zombies mode for Call of Duty would exist. You know, like, those are like, I feel like that's definitely the precursor to that.
It's pretty cool to see it come back. We got some gameplay off of it, and it is going to be included with Resident Evil Village. So heck yeah. You don't have to play that free multiplayer game that they're coming out with it.
The reverse.
Yeah, jeez. Then we got another story trailer for the game. It's just more hype stuff to see. We got more look at the Lycans. It's going to be the other enemy faction that we have to fight in the game. That's pretty cool. And then they announced that finally the playable demo. We got more information on that. It's going to be available May 1st for everybody. However, because PlayStation's so cool, they said, you know what, you're going to get it early on our end. Yeah. So the day we're recording, the 17th, it's already out. It's only going to be for the Village section of the game. Only be able to play half an hour. And then on the 24th, we're going to get the Castle section. Right. And that's another half hour. And then on May 1st, it'll be back up for both versions. And then you have a full hour to go through both.
It's like what you said, was 5 p.m. to 1 a.m., right?
Yeah, they're calling it the because Resident Evil Village is the eighth main title of the series. It's I think they called it like the 8 hours of Resident Evil or something. So the early access demos are going to be within an 8-hour time frame.
I'll be putting that on stream. If you guys want to check the VOD for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to catch it because I don't think I'm gonna be able to play at least the first half of the demo currently. But if it's gonna play anything like 7, I'm still hyped. And then moving on, a bunch of other announcements unrelated to Village, just to get this one out of the back because we don't have a whole lot of opinions on it. But Dead by Daylight's having a Resident Evil crossover, which I think that's pretty cool. Getting all the horror stuff coming in here. Like first it was all movies, and now we're moving towards the games. I think that's a cool idea.
Yeah, that's cool. Just wish it was on a different game.
Yeah.
Sorry, you know how I feel.
I mean, there's a lot of characters they could put in as that cameo, not just Lady D, which Lady D would be the famous choice to go with, right? But you could do Nemesis, you could do the Tyrant from 1, you could do the Doctor from 2, you could do what the fuck was his name in 2? Mr.
X?
They would have to get
Mr.
a lot
X.
more obscure than that. They might even just do the what was it, version 1 of Tyrant, the one from Resident Evil. The one that regenerates all the time.
Yeah,
this is just some basic slow ass moving monster. Can't be killed. Like,
yeah, I have no idea how that game actually plays, so I don't really know. But they do have a lot of options, which is nice. But I don't think I will be partaking. Yeah, but good for those people that like it.
Yeah, it's that 4v1 game that plays like the Friday the 13th.
Run away from the killer or something.
Yeah, basically. But I think it's. In that game, there's a lot of issues, I think, that they're having. I think one thing in particular is that you can, camp when you capture somebody. The killer can camp around where they're, because they won't just kill you. They have to, capture you, and then they have to, pretty much just wait for somebody to come around and rescue that person.
Yeah, so people pretty much soft-lock the game and hold you hostage.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the coolest thing about it is that the people on Dead by Daylight care for these IPs coming into the game, and they'll make it as faithful as possible. I know Pat always praised how crazy the Silent Hill collab was with the details and all of that. Yeah, so I'm sure we're gonna get the same treatment with Resident Evil. I don't know why they wanted to team up with Facebook and Oculus Gaming, but we're getting Resident Evil 4 in VR. Yeah,
am I gonna buy it again? Probably not.
Yeah, you have to log into your Facebook to play on the Oculus.
Then I'm really not buying it. I thought about it, but I'm not going to now at this point.
And then the final thing that they showed off for Resident Evil was we finally got a trailer for Infinite Darkness. That's the CG series on Netflix, and it's confirmed it's set 2 years after Resident Evil 4.
What did I tell you when we talked about this last time, dude? I fucking called it.
Now, remind me again, what's the plot for this one's coming up?
So, Infinite Darkness reunites Leon and Claire as they fend off against the zombie outbreak in the White House. And that's just pretty much the main premise.
Okay, but I remember after 4, probably after 5, there was another CGI movie where Leon and Claire meet again. And I think they're in an airport.
Well, none of the movies are canon. I don't even think this will be canon to the games.
Oh, okay. I assumed that they were making them canon. I was like, okay, I don't know. But hey, if it's not canon, then no, that's fine. All that shit can do whatever it wants.
If it's not canon, I don't want it.
But yeah, dude, I said, I think when this was announced, I was like, I think Julian was on here too. I was like, dude, the only way they could make this actually fit into the story if they wanted to, even though it's not canon, is you would have to put it into a scenario where Leon's working for the president, right? And then for some reason Claire shows up, and that's literally what we got in the trailer. I was like, it looks really cool. I mean, it's a series, right? Not a movie.
Yeah, it's a series, yeah. And it's coming out in July, and so I guess the only movie that's considered canon is Vendetta. Oh, it is. Yeah, it's a new original series set in the canon of Resident Evil.
Well, shit. All right, cool.
So this is 2 years after 4, so...
So it's got to be in the timeline where 5 is going on, and right before 6.
Okay. But really quick, let me just say this: we already know what happens to the president because of 6, right? So I'm just hopeful. Here. I really hope that they show us what ends up becoming of Ashley in this movie.
Yeah, dude, me too.
Obviously, she did not survive.
Yeah, I hope we get a good scene, even if she does end up being dead. That's fine. I really don't care. But I just want it to be a good scene, right? She gets bit. It's emotional. He's got to shoot her in the head. You know, like
yeah.
You know what it is? You know what it's going to be? What was she, like 16 when she got kidnapped, right? Right? So
Something
2 years
like
later,
that, yeah.
18. I bet you anything, psychological trauma. She wasn't really able to process everything right there on the jet ski. She offered some 30-year-old to suck her dick. You know what I mean? So she wasn't in her right mindset.
Hey, man, this is a kid's show. We can't get that crazy, but I'm with you.
I'm just saying she probably killed herself before the movie even started.
Yeah, so that was the showcase. That was pretty hype, not going to lie. And while we're talking Netflix and video games, we got the confirmation the next season of Castlevania is the final season, and we're getting it on the 13th of May.
Can my boy Alucard finally rest?
That's going to be great, man. 4 seasons strong. It's going to be a good time.
All right, but see, if you're gonna take the time to watch it, and like you feel like your fire's reignited for some Castlevania games, please, I highly recommend that you look into the Curse of Darkness. I think Curse of Darkness was the PS2. There were 2 PS2 releases of Castlevania. One of them you do play as one of the characters from the series. His name is Hector. Real boss Hector. Would definitely recommend playing that if you do end up watching that.
I think I did play Curse of Darkness as I'm looking at it.
So basically the same, more or less the same plot to the game is like what his role is in the series. But it hasn't gotten to the point where he's like looking for vengeance or nothing like that. So it'll just, I won't say too much of it, but it'll just kind of leave you with that.
Yeah, it's sort of kind of doing its own thing, right, from what I understood.
Yeah, for the most part. I think basically the series is a good build-up to what some of these games are, and like a good in-between, because we don't really see that. Castlevania is like a generational thing, so we only see characters when it matters, not in between. You know what I mean?
So right on. And then we got a new trailer for The World Ends With You.
The anime aired, and it's so good.
Oh, it aired already?
Yes.
Yeah, the anime.
That's lit, dude.
The anime is based off the first game, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So you don't need to play the first game.
Well,
No, it's pretty 1-for-1 right now, from what I've heard.
I wouldn't say
Gotcha.
that you should play it. I mean, it's a good game.
It is a really good game.
Also, I feel like, just like all things, the message that they're always trying to perceive to you when you like read a story or when you play a game doesn't translate the same as when you're watching it. It's like I can play Persona 4 and then watch Persona 4 Golden, but thankfully if I play Persona 4 first, I feel like it'll mean more to me. Like I'll understand it a lot better because I went through the time and energy to like play it.
And yeah, first episode aired last week on the 9th, and I don't know if it's subbed yet, but I do see it on Funimation, so perhaps.
Yeah, I think they have it on Funimation.
I've seen people talking about a certain scene within the first episode. Again, if you're interested in the game, go ahead, play it or watch it, like whatever you want to do. But I'm just gonna let you know, like shit pops off basically from the jump, and you have to already know what the game is about just to fucking catch it, and it's a trip, dude. It's the biggest fucking thing, and almost the biggest fuck you to everybody who's actually played that game. And you're just like, wow, like what the fuck.
Right on, man. Yeah, so we got that new trailer last week for the game, Neo, The World Ends With You. It's a bunch of character introduction stuff that we got going on, a little bit of the gameplay, and I like how the game looks. Like, aesthetically, it's looking really solid. Reminds me, I'm getting like that Tokyo Pop feel with the way the style is. The game's dropping July 27th. I don't know who asked for this, but I guess it's popular. Bleach Brave Souls, the mobile game.
I didn't ask for it.
Yep.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. I can honestly tell you that it was not me. Because I didn't even finish Bleach. Because to me, Bleach ended at Aizen.
So you did finish.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
Just read the last chapter for the epilogue. That's all you need.
Dude, does he have a fucking kid with Orihime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
You
really?
got it. You're done. No, that's it.
It's
You're
that
done.
time, bro.
Maybe I really should be a fanfic writer. I already got it all down.
Getting into this right now, look, that's not the only thing. I mean, there's a lot of other things in there other than that final chapter, but yeah, some shit. But you're definitely
That's the big
right.
thing.
This Bleach game was the chibi Bleach game, right? With the little chibi.
Yeah, it's chibi characters. Looks like a hack and slash from what I could tell from the screenshots. I know they did some cool stuff. Like in this game, they came out with if Ichigo was a Quincy instead of a Soul Reaper.
Dude.
Fanfic,
I need to.
dude.
No, that's actually canon.
Wow.
It's actually canon, buddy.
I mean, it could be promotion for them wanting to do the last arc animated. I don't know what the status of that is, but that could be it. They
Yeah,
could
it's
throw
supposed
some-
to be this year. Yeah, so I know I had that going on. The design was drawn by Kubo himself, and like a bunch of other cool designs. Of course, it has like the great anime art that he uses for like cutscenes and all that. But yeah, so that's hopping on PS4 this year, and luckily it's free. All you can waste is time.
Can I be real with you? No.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of do want another Bleach game though. Like the last good one was what
The PS3 one.
Yeah,
The one that only goes
Soul
up
Resurrection.
to. I think that only went up to the very first Aizen fight. The one where it's like in that fake city.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see another game like that would have been good. This is the thing that had always bothered me with Bandai Namco. Like they had tried to mess around with different sorts of gameplay for like all these different series. Naruto was the only one that actually went through and through, but that was just because a fighting game is just a really easy thing to do, you know. And Bleach was was cool, but the thing that was wrong with this Bleach game was they weren't done with the show yet. So you were just pretty much, and I really hated that too. It's really easy to do with Naruto because again, with fighting games, just releasing more characters as you get along with the series is just a really easy format. It's easy money, you know. But doing that with like, let's say Pirate Warriors, for example, this is kind of difficult. You're not gonna really have that many sales. You know what I mean? Pirate Warriors 1 went up to like what, Crocodile? Goddamn Skypia, like that's like
I don't even remember. Yeah.
and it's not, you know, and just to be fair, it's not a lot. It's not enough. You know, Pirate Warriors 2 fixed that. We went like kind of like all the way up to what I imagine was like Thriller Bark.
Warriors 2 went to
I
the
think
Summit
Fishman,
War.
right? Oh no, you're right.
Well,
you're
plus, Pirate Warriors 2 is a different case though because they went their own story. Like at the end of that game, Ace is alive and leaves with Whitebeard.
right. Yeah.
And then 3 was the really good one. They went all the way up to Dressrosa.
But my more of my point was they assigned the One Piece series the Muso format. And Muso is a good format. Like obviously with four titles in, it's a good thing, but if they would have given One Piece, like, let's say, the Naruto format, or if they had given them that PS3 Bleach format, I think that One Piece would be a lot more successful, just considering how much plot there is.
You say that, but we all played Burning Blood, and there's no Burning Blood 3.
Well, Burning Blood was a good fighting game, but it's like a 3v3 game, you know? Like, it's,
Well, yeah, but it's the Naruto game, though. It's the same formula.
Basically, yeah.
I would want to say that Naruto's fighting game formula was a lot more, only because, and just hear me out, I was going to say when they started getting into the Ultimate Shippuden series, and they started doing those games, they had like a story mode, and it was just like, you know, like if you ever played them, it's like Naruto and like starting in the Leaf Village, and he has to go like do the interactables and the CQCs with like going to the Sound Village and the Wave Village and like all this other stuff. So they had like all of these things in the meantime. But Burning Blood is just kind of one after another fighting, like choosing missions is just like on a board, you know, like they could have done more. And
You're talking about like having some world building in the game in conjunction with the fighting.
yeah, I'm just saying if you had actually played these games, you would notice their differences. Like you would see like exactly how far they went, because exactly how much money like they knew that Naruto was going to make with that format versus One Piece and their formats, or Bleach and their formats, you know what I mean? And then thankfully, I feel like it all kind of just rounded together when Jump Force came into the picture, and then the game before Jump Force, what was it, Jump Versus?
Oh, J-Stars?
J-Stars?
J-Stars,
J-Stars was great. I fucking love J-Stars.
I mean, but J-Stars has been around for a long time, though. Like that method of collaboration of characters from Jump has been around for a really, really long time. And like the roster was much more impressive than it is now.
Well, plus J-Star is like, when I compare Burning Blood to Ninja Storm, I'm talking about the gameplay. Like, they're just anime arena fighters. It's all copy paste. J-Stars and Jump Force, it's all just Naruto. The new Demon Slayer game, that's just Naruto. At least Bandai understood that with One Piece, the Musou games is the better route for that series rather than just having the fighting games. Because, they messed up with the camera angle in Burning Blood.
Yeah.
I wish that other game had a lot more emphasis, or it could have been better. What was the World Seeker game? And it's kind of too bad too, because I think that there were a lot of elements in that game that honestly were a lot pleasant. But the problem with that game is it's not revolving around the actual plot of One Piece. It's just doing its own thing.
Its own original story.
Yeah, its own original story. So you're kind of confining what you could have done, like on kind of like a different set of islands versus doing it on just that one island and like having all those little interactions you can do. But I think that if they wanted to, they can do better. Like, I think that it doesn't just have to, if they have to do another Pirate Warriors game, like Pirate Warriors 5, like whatever, I think that they can combine the ideas and that it doesn't have to be the same exact thing for the next series. They should be looking into trying to see how we can make this one better or different from the next one. Like, why couldn't we give them like a little mini game or some shit going island to island, or like do some side quests, or where we meet up with all these other characters that were like kind of good and sediment iterations of One Piece. Like, I think those would be really cool. That would make them money.
Well, sadly, they're already making money with the games, and also they don't kind of care, as we can tell with all the anime games that are out that they've been pushing, because it's all just big copy paste because they know it'll sell. So why innovate and why try to do anything different these days?
It's like that saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And honestly, it does suck to see World Seeker go the way it did, like you said. I remember when I saw the Katakuri fight, I was like, oh, how cool is this fight going to be? It was trash. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, not that long after is when Pirate Warriors 4 came out, and that game is it plays so good. It really feels like the hype that you get when you're seeing these fights in the series.
Yeah, I really want to get into Pirate Warriors 4. I don't think that they're done with all the DLCs just yet, right?
No, I think they are. I think the last round came out with the Wano characters.
Yeah, then I'll probably get a good chance to cop that game next time I get, now that it's gold edition.
I just feel like certain games do better when they're in the Musou way, right? Like, if you look at Hyrule Warriors, the first one was phenomenal, and then I played the demo for the prequel to Breath of the Wild, which is also really, really great. I ended up copying the game. I haven't gone back to play it yet, but I watched it on stream sometimes because you already know what the story is, right? You just want to see how it's laid out. You want to see how the champions play, and they do a great job. Like, certain formulas work for certain stories.
Yeah, and plus with Omega Force, the guys behind all that, they at least try to make each Musou a little different from each other. To where, like, structurally it's still the same, but gameplay-wise, let's do something that kind of makes sense. But yes, I do wish we had a new Bleach game. That would be nice.
I don't.
I mean, just get to the parts that you like, and then you can walk away.
I'm not gonna
Exactly.
Look.
Which is like 20%, and then I'm done, dude.
Give me a Bleach
We'll
game.
never plat it.
Give me a Bleach game that has the fillers in it, and you got a deal. Because if you're gonna ask me,
like bounce.
Yeah, like the bounce, exactly. Because I definitely want to fight a fish that can eat anything that'll like just destroy it and send it to the void. Like, that'd be cool.
Give me the movies in there too.
Dude, the movies are great.
Yeah.
Dude, give me a game
Super sick.
where we have all of the movies in one fucking universe. Like, if we had a game of One Piece where it was all the fucking movies, that would be pretty good. Oh my god,
That
wow.
could definitely be something
English
that
is
they can
fucking
do.
hard today.
Nice,
Woo!
Another Pirate Warriors game. They have
Breathe.
movies as add-ons. Like, it's a possibility.
Yeah, they did that with. I think it was
last
Pirate
one?
Warriors 2 or 3.
No, it was Burning Blood. They had gold. They have gold in there.
They did have gold in there.
Yeah, Gold showed up, and so did Lucci from that movie. No, but I think it was Pirate Warriors 2 or 3. They had Film Z in there, And
I think it was 3.
Yeah,
and you can
probably
actually do the missions, and they even gave Ace a Filmsy outfit too. So yeah, more anime stuff here. This is just real quick because I've been to kill Reddit. Nanatsu no Taizai, Seven Deadly Sins, getting a second movie. We got the trailer. I didn't watch it yet, but it's coming. So somebody asked for it.
Oh my god.
Look, I like the series, and then it just kept going.
Where's my Air Gear game, dude?
You
Never
gotta go
gonna
back
happen.
to like 2003 and ask that question.
It's in the same spots with your Zoid game.
It's the
And
same
we-
spot with my Zatch Bell game, dude.
Hey,
We got a new Zoid game.
why
What are
do you have to
talking
hit
about?
me deep where it hurts, man? Yeah, we need another Zephyr game. See, that was another good format. It was, well, it was
Yeah,
a fighting
Makoto
format.
Battle was great.
I mean,
Well, that was an arena fighter,
Makoto
too.
battles.
same format. And
What did I say, Makoto?
Yeah.
Makoto battles.
I'm getting angry, sorry. This is part of the biggest news. We got the announcement of a live-action Gundam movie coming from the
Big
West.
hype, dude.
He's talking about Gundam. Hey,
Dude, they're gonna use the real life Gundam for it. I already know it.
dude, no, that thing cannot move that
And
way.
then we're gonna see some real life kaijus, like the ones in my dream I had the other night.
Yeah, so that's wild. Gundam's getting a live-action one. At least out here in the West.
Will it make sense? Do you know what it's going to be about? Is it just going to be people climbing to giant robots and doing some shit, or does it
I don't
have
know.
some substance? Like is it
Pacific
Castle
Rim
some
3.
shit? Dude, honestly, because I'm cool with either.
Yeah, it's coming from Netflix.
If it's about the Red Comet, I'm in.
Yeah, I don't think we got... They didn't say which series they're going to be using.
I
All
mean,
they
have
said
so many to choose
was...
from.
Right?
All they said was it's Legendary doing it, and it's going to be from Sunrise's Gundam for Netflix.
Okay, all I ask is that they don't make a completely new universe, because that's another one I have to put under my belt. Reading watching.
And they have the director that did Kong Skull Island, Jordan Vogt Roberts.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Cool.
So he's worked with big boys already.
yeah.
Donkey Kong Big Bong.
Big pee.
PP time.
Pee pee poo poo.
Oh my god.
Oh, interesting. So the screenwriter is Brian K. Vaughan, and this guy's worked on Why the Last Man, Saga, and a bunch of other comic books. And Saga is great. Why the Last Man, I've heard good things about. So if he's writing the script for this one, that's pretty good. And then no confirmation on which series they're going to be touching.
And just throw me in suspense. It's all good.
So we'll see a trailer in like 2 or 3 years. So cool. I've never watched Gundam, but I've always meant to. So maybe now it's time.
Oh yeah, man. I got a whole timeline if you want to know where to start.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
timeline
would
saved.
be nice. Yeah. I've heard good things about certain shows, and
Origin is
I don't
great.
know the rest.
It's phenomenal, dude. After that, it kind of gets wishy-washy.
I think it's just different iterations of them, basically. Not really.
I don't know,
the
dude.
same.
Seed is kind of not getting me that way. You know what I mean? I don't like it a lot.
Didn't you
I don't
share
think
with us-
Seed had captivated me when
Yeah.
I first watched it a long time ago.
Yeah.
Didn't you share with us like the timeline a while back? And it was like it wasn't a timeline; it was more like a universe line. It was like
Yeah.
5 or so different universes.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause-
What you're picking on what your
exactly,
poison
dude.
is.
It's Spider-Verse, bro. Like, there's so much going on in so many different
Yeah.
places.
is SD Gundam on the list? Because I
Yes,
remember
bro.
watching that on Toonami.
You know what? Let me fucking pull that up right now. Hold on.
That was actually my first Gunpla was in SD Gundam.
Yeah, no, there's a whole ass list. I'm not gonna go through it.
But meanwhile, let's talk about another series that's coming back that I know me and Adam are hyped for. We got an announcement of a new series for the Avatar universe is coming next week, or this week actually.
For Earth Day. Yeah, it's gonna be on YouTube. I looked it up, and I don't really know, man. I think we might see, obviously, Earth Day. It's probably gonna be a whole bunch of Earthbender stuff. Hopefully, some stuff with Toph. A lot more stuff with Toph, I should say. I kind of hope it's between the books, right, of Korra and Last Airbender, but we'll see. We'll find out.
Well, I mean, you're
I
talking
mean,
about
it's
the Avatar series. It's Earth Day, and Kyoshi has 3 books. So I'm just as
Yeah,
thinking-
it could also be on Kyoshi too. You know, I just don't know how many episodes we're gonna get, but they say series, so I mean we should get at least a few.
Yeah,
But
they
I
didn't
need
they didn't drop a whole lot of news on this. It's gonna be over the course of 3 days for Earth Day, so that's the 22nd through the 24th. It is on YouTube, like you said, Adam, and I think that's really all we know.
Which I'm super good for. You know, like just give us the bare minimum, and then we can kind of like go from there. So I'm hyped, dude. Honestly, especially with the last news that we got with the writers leaving the Netflix team. So I'm really excited for this.
Oh, okay. So, the day this episode drops is when they're going to announce more information, which is Monday. Yeah, so it's going to be a live stream every day. Yeah, new original series exclusive on the Last Airbender, or I guess it's not Last Airbender, the Avatar YouTube channel. Oh, it's going to be about Toph because the last thing they said is Toph's already on her way.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like post Last Airbender series, and I know you still haven't read the comics, right, Adam?
No, dude. I need to find a site to read that off of.
Yeah, I got you. I'll let you borrow my ebooks.
Hey, dude, there we go.
Yeah, so
Post a link on
in
that. I need to get at that too. Yep.
yeah, the most of the comics are canon from the list I had, and one of them was about Toph, and it was basically her building her metal bending school and finding some students for it,
Nice.
as well as like this whole stuff like with her parents and all of that, going back to Ba Sing Se. And in there, they also started showing the industrialization process that we see happens in Korra. Yeah, so it's like those comics are a lot of continuation and a lot of setup, a lot of tying up loose ends, connecting things together. So it'll probably be around that time frame because it's not that long after the end of the original run. But I'm hyped. I can't wait. You know, we're big fans of the series here. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to be dropping for. And it's going to be 3 days, and it says it's a live stream, so I don't know how long each episode would be, right? They didn't say who was working on it, but I'm assuming it's the new team that Nickelodeon build up. What was it, Avatar Productions, I think it was called?
Something like that, yeah.
And then finally here, the controversial final chapter for Attack on Titan may get more controversial as we find out that I guess it might be in the final volume. I didn't really look too deep into it, but they did confirm they're going to be adding more pages into the last chapter, which will probably be for the best because of the feedback. I think mainly it's just the lack of pages that it had. There's a YouTuber, his name's Totally Not Mark. He's a great reviewer for manga series, and I listened to his video about the last chapter and I agree with a lot of his points. And what he mainly said was there was too much time on a certain part of the chapter for setup that the rest of the pages wasn't enough for everything else of the series. And I agree, so hopefully these pages do help with that. A similar series that did this was Promised Neverland, and those pages helped a little for that ending. But, you know, that ending was... Yes, exactly.
Big poo-poo.
Big poo-poo
The
pee-pee.
stinker.
Yeah. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what these pages are going to give us. And if feedback is going to be influenced or not on this. And again, I still recommend going through the series. Overall, it's solid.
It's a solid series for sure, but that ending is a big stinky.
Promised Neverland? Yeah. No, you could stop at a certain arc.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but
Oh
for
Jesus Christ! You scared the fuck out of me, dude. No, because this dude this dude's cracking up in the other room, but it's not close to his mic, so we can't hear it.
Oh shit.
I think with that, it's safe to say we can wrap up the episode here. I might have streamed before this episode, if not later in the week. Gonna wrap up Shadow of the Tomb Raider. That's twitch.tv/Negator7. What am I playing after that? I don't know yet. I will figure it out as we go along. And then, Jerry, what are you doing over there, man?
So I fucking beat Batman. That was the very last Harley side mission. Could be non-existent and it'd be a great game. Fucking, I don't know what I'm doing, dude. Oh, the Surge 2. I think it's gonna come pretty soon.
Oh man, we're going back in.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm like, might as well just get it out of the way, you know. Cause it's. I heard good things. Deck 13 is still making their games out here. So that's good to see that. It's not gonna be like Souls like their new game, but it's good to see they're still putting stuff out, you know.
Yeah, I've heard good things about Surge 2.
I'm about trying to finish Spider-Man. It's taking longer than I thought with this photo mode. All that shit is at twitch.tv/Cherry Omega. That's Cherry with the G, you assholes. Don't even try to misspell it.
And like Adam said earlier, he's touching that demo on stream. He's going to be playing something else after that as well. And where's that going to be at, Adam?
That's going to be at twitch.tv/BamAdam. I already name dropped it last stream, so I'll say it here. It'll be the DMC Nightmare for Christmas game, Ogie's Revenge. And then after that, I'm going to hop right into Resident Evil 7 so I can give that game another chance
Yes.
just in time for Village to come out. And I'm just going to burn through it, dude. I'm obviously going to have to do the DLC as well. And I think I have it all downloaded on my PS5. But yeah, that'll be on twitch.tv/BamAdam.
Right on, man. And yeah, podcast-wise, this week ends the Super String Universe run. That's all the manhwas I've been talking about that are connected, quote-unquote, for the most part. Solid series. This week's is Distant Sky. Highly recommend reading it. You don't need a whole lot of context, but it's appreciative if you read prior series to it.
Oh, for sure. I bet. If it's canon, dude, come on.
You got to give us the whole list, dude. I think you did before, but
Yeah, I got the list here. Like I've said in the reviews, unfortunately, Webtoon does not want to translate all of these. There's only 2 officially translated on the app. The rest, you just have to find scanlations for. And what does that mean? That means all the chapters aren't there. So you're going to have to wait very patiently if they even decide to translate those series. But the 2 big ones are still being translated, so that is good.
Man, I'm still waiting on manga to be translated from like 6 years ago, dude.
Yeah, so that's happening, and then we're going to be continuing. So what's been going on, if you guys noticed, when there's not a Webtoon episode, there'll just be a second manga or manhwa review, so we're going to continue that. And I didn't mention it last week, but Build King did end, unfortunately, and that is from the mangaka that did Toriko.
that already ended?
Yep, got canceled, ended with 20 chapters, and I checked it out. Going to be talking about that on Friday. And then, of course, and again, like I said earlier, Marvel Talk going to be out this week. Just a quick episode of mainly just complaints about the show. That is The Falcon and Winter Soldier. And that is all she wrote, gamers. So again, thanks for swinging by. Again, if you want to send an email, that's unversedpodcast@gmail.com. And then you can follow us on social media at unversedpodcast, and we'll let you know when episodes come out. Thanks, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.